Hey there, welcome to today's video. Let's talk about something we've all wondered at some point: how to tell if a girl is secretly trying to figure out if you're into her. It's not always obvious, right? Girls can be pretty subtle when they're testing the waters, and those little hints can easily fly under the radar if you're not paying attention. But don't worry, I've got you covered. In this video, we're diving into 8 signs that show you're a real eye-catcher for girl. From the way she positions herself around you to the playful things she might say, these clues can reveal way more than you think. And trust me, once you know what to look for, it's like unlocking a whole new level of understanding when it comes to attraction and connection. We'll break it all down. Her body language, her tone, even those coincidental moments she creates to be near you. By the end of this video, you'll have a much clearer idea of what's going on and whether she's trying to catch your attention. So grab a seat, stick around, and let's decode these signs together. You won't want to miss this. It could change the way you see things forever. Let's jump in. 1. Open-ended questions, the doorway to deeper conversations. Have you ever noticed when a girl asks you questions that go beyond the surface level? You know, the kind of questions that make you stop and think or even share a little more about yourself than you usually would? That's no coincidence. When a girl asks open-ended questions, it's often her way of testing the waters to see if you're interested in her and if there's potential for a deeper connection. Here's the thing, open-ended questions are designed to spark meaningful conversations. Instead of asking something generic like, "Did you have a good weekend?" she might say, "What's the most exciting thing you did this weekend?" See the difference? The second question invites you to share more about your experiences, your personality, and even your emotions. It's her way of creating a space where you can open up and connect on a more personal level. Why does she do this? Well, for starters, it shows she's genuinely curious about you. She's not just making small talk, she's trying to learn what makes you tick. And if you respond enthusiastically, sharing stories or diving into the conversation, it's a green light for her. It tells her that you're not only interested in talking to her, but also willing to let her into your world. On the flip side, if your answers are short or dismissive, think one-word replies like "yeah" or "it was fine," she might interpret that as a lack of interest. And let's be real, no one wants to feel like they're pulling teeth just to have a conversation. So the next time a girl asks you an open-ended question, take it as a compliment. She's putting in the effort to connect with you, and your response could be the key to taking things to the next level. 2. The intense lean-in, closing the distance. Body language speaks volumes. And one of the most telling signs that a girl is interested in you is the classic lean-in. Picture this. You're in the middle of a conversation and she subtly shifts closer to you. Maybe she leans across the table or her body angles toward you while you're standing. This isn't just about hearing you better. It's a nonverbal cue that she's trying to gauge your interest and create a more intimate connection. When a girl leans in, she's doing more than just closing the physical gap. She's signaling that she's fully engaged in the conversation and, more importantly, in you. It's her way of saying, "I'm comfortable around you and I want to be closer." This move is often subconscious, but it's incredibly powerful. By leaning in, she's testing your reaction. Will you lean into mirroring her interest, or will you pull back, creating distance? Here's where it gets interesting. The lean in isn't just about proximity. It's about creating a moment. When she leans in, she's giving you an opportunity to show your interest without saying a word. If you respond by leaning in as well, it's like a silent agreement that you're on the same page. But if you pull back or seem distracted, she might take it as a sign that you're not as invested. So the next time you notice a girl leaning in during a conversation, pay attention. It's not just a casual move, it's a chance to deepen the connection. And who knows, that small shift in body language could be the start of something much bigger. 3. Testing your memory. Do you really pay attention? Let's talk about memory tests. No, not the kind you studied for in school. This is a whole different ball game. When a girl is interested in you, she might drop little hints or share personal details to see if you remember them later. It's her way of figuring out how much attention you're paying and whether you value your interactions with her. For example, she might casually mention that she has a big presentation at work or an important exam coming up. If you follow up later, asking how it went or wishing her good luck, it shows her that you're not just listening, but that you actually care. Trust me, that kind of thoughtfulness doesn't go unnoticed. But it doesn't stop there. Sometimes the memory test is more subtle. She might reference an inside joke you shared or bring up something you said in a previous conversation. If you catch on and respond in kind, it's a clear sign to her that you're paying attention. On the other hand, if you seem clueless or forget the details, it might make her question how invested you really are. Here's the kicker. These memory tests aren't just about remembering facts. They're about showing that you value her as a person. When you remember the little things she shares, it tells her that she's important to you. And that's a big deal. So the next time a girl mentions something personal, take note. It could be your chance to show her just how much you care. 4. Casual touches, the subtle art of connection. The power of touch. It's one of the most subtle yet effective ways a girl might test your interest. These aren't grand gestures or over-the-top moves. They're small, seemingly casual touches that happen in the flow of conversation. But don't be fooled. There's often more to these touches than meets the eye. Imagine this. You're joking around and she lightly taps your arm while laughing, or maybe walking side by side and she playfully nudges you with her shoulder. These little gestures might seem innocent, but they're often her way of creating a connection and seeing how you respond. Why does she do this? Because touch is a powerful tool for building intimacy. By initiating physical contact, even in a casual way, she's testing the waters to see if you're comfortable with her and if there's a spark between you. If you respond positively, maybe by smiling, leaning in, or even playfully touching her back, it's a sign that you're on the same wavelength. But if you pull away or seem uncomfortable, she might take it as a signal to back off. Here's the thing, these casual touches are rarely random. They're a way for her to gauge your interest without putting herself out there too much. So, the next time a girl touches your arm or brushes against you, pay attention. It's not just a coincidence, it's a moment of connection. And how you respond could make all the difference. 5. Subtle invitations, her way of saying, let's hang out without saying it. Have you ever had a girl casually mention a movie she's dying to see or a new restaurant she's been wanting to try? Or maybe she's asked, what are you up to this weekend, seemingly out of the blue? These aren't just random comments. They're what I like to call subtle invitations. It's her way of testing the waters to see if you'll take the hint and suggest spending time together. Here's how it works. Instead of directly asking you out, which can feel risky for her, she'll drop little hints about things she'd like to do. For example, she might say, I've been wanting to check out that new Italian place downtown. Or, I heard there's a great concert happening this Friday. These comments are like breadcrumbs, leading you to the idea of making plans with her. She's essentially giving you an opening to step up and suggest, hey, let's go together. Sometimes the hints are even more subtle. She might mention that she's free or feeling bored, hoping you'll take the opportunity to swoop in with a fun idea. Or she might ask about your plans for the weekend, not because she's nosy, but because she's trying to gauge if you're available to hang out. The key here is to pay attention. If you notice her dropping these hints, don't let them go unnoticed. Responding with enthusiasm and suggesting a plan shows her that you're interested and willing to take the lead. On the flip side, if you brush off her comments or don't pick up on the cues, she might assume you're not interested and back off. So the next time a girl mentions a movie, a restaurant, or even just that she's free on Saturday, take it as a sign. She's opening the door for you to make a move. Don't miss the chance to walk through it. 6. Mentioning her singleness, a not-so-subtle hint she's available. Let's talk about one of the more direct ways a girl might try to gauge your interest, mentioning that she's single. Now, this might seem like a casual comment, but trust me, it's often a calculated move. When a girl brings up her relationship status, she's not just making small talk. She's signaling that she's available and possibly interested in seeing where things could go with you. For example, she might say something like, I've been thinking about going on more dates now that I'm single. Or, it's been nice having more time to focus on myself since I'm not in a relationship. These kinds of statements are her way of putting it out there that she's open to dating without directly saying, hey, I like you, are you interested in me? But it doesn't stop there. By mentioning her singleness, she's also testing your reaction. If you respond positively, maybe by asking her what she looks for in a partner or sharing your own thoughts on dating, it shows her that you're engaged and possibly interested in her. On the other hand, if you don't acknowledge her comment or change the subject, she might take it as a sign that you're not on the same page. This tactic is a clever way for her to gauge your feelings without putting herself in a vulnerable position. It opens the door for a deeper conversation about relationships and compatibility, giving her a chance to see if there's potential for something more between you. So, the next time a girl casually mentions that she's single, don't just brush it off as a random comment. It's likely her way of letting you know she's available and maybe even hoping you'll take the hint and make a move. 7. Seeking your help, a clever way to spend more time together. Here's a classic move that often flies under the radar. When a girl asks for your help or advice, it's not always just about the task at hand. Whether she's asking for assistance with a project, help picking out a gift, or even advice on something she's dealing with, it's often her way of creating an opportunity to spend more time with you and see how you interact. Think about it. If she's asking for your help, it means she values your opinion and trusts you enough to rely on you. For example, she might say, "I'm having trouble deciding on a birthday gift for my friend. What do you think I should get?" Or, "I'm stuck on this assignment. Do you have any ideas?" These requests might seem casual, but they're often a way for her to test your willingness to engage with her and show that you care. How you respond to these requests can say a lot. If you enthusiastically offer your time and effort, it shows her that you're interested in helping her, and by extension, spending time with her. This can create a positive impression and make her feel more connected to you. On the other hand, if you seem hesitant or dismissive, she might interpret that as a lack of interest. But it's not just about the help itself, it's also about the interaction that happens while you're working together. Whether you're brainstorming ideas, solving a problem, or just chatting while you help her out, these moments can reveal a lot about your compatibility and how well you get along. So, the next time a girl asks for your help, don't just see it as a chore. It's often her way of testing the waters and creating a chance to connect with you on a deeper level. 8. Dropping hints about what she likes in a guy, a sneaky way to see if you're a match. Finally, let's talk about one of the more subtle ways a girl might try to gauge your interest, dropping hints about what she likes in a guy. This is a clever move because it allows her to share her preferences and values without directly stating that she's interested in you. It's like she's putting out feelers to see if you align with the type of person she's attracted to. For instance, she might say something like, "I really admire guys who are passionate about their hobbies," or, "I think it's so attractive when a guy is kind and confident." These comments might seem like casual observations, but they're often her way of describing the qualities she finds appealing in a partner. And if you happen to embody some of those qualities, it's her way of letting you know that you're ticking the right boxes. But it doesn't stop there. By sharing what she likes, she's also giving you an opportunity to show that you share similar values. For example, if she mentions that she admires guys who are adventurous, you could respond by talking about a recent trip you took or an activity you're passionate about. This not only shows her that you're paying attention, but also highlights your compatibility. On the flip side, if you don't pick up on her hints or seem indifferent, she might take it as a sign that you're not interested. So the next time a girl starts talking about the traits she admires in a guy, don't just brush it off as random chatter. It's often her way of testing the waters and seeing if you're the kind of person she could see herself with. So there you have it, 8 clear signs she's trying to see if you're interested in her. From the way she asks open-ended questions to the subtle invitations she drops, every little move is her way of testing the waters and figuring out if there's a spark between you two. Whether it's through her body language, casual touches, or even the way she mentions her singleness, these signs are her way of saying, "Hey, I'm interested. Are you?" The key here is to pay attention. Girls often communicate their feelings in subtle, indirect ways, so it's up to you to pick up on these cues and respond accordingly. If you notice her leaning in, asking for your help, or dropping hints about what she likes in a guy, don't let those moments pass you by. They're opportunities to show her that you're interested and open to building a connection. Remember, confidence and attentiveness go a long way. If you're picking up on these signs and responding with genuine interest, you're already ahead of the game. And who knows, recognizing these signals could be the start of something amazing. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights like this. And hey, if you've noticed any of these signs in your own life, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, stay confident, stay observant, and keep building those connections. See you in the next video.